we are part of a national organization. It's the largest grassroots nonprofit for mental health in America. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nancy?
That's correct.
So the national goes down to affiliate, and so we are under NAMI Florida, and then under that is NAMI Tallahassee, which is us. We are the people on the ground working with people who have mental health conditions and also their family members. So first off, we have lots of support groups. We have the Connection support group, by peers for peers, meaning facilitated by people who have mental health conditions for people who have mental health conditions. And then a family support group where the peer is not allowed in the support group. It is just for the family members to have a safe place to talk about their loved one who has a mental health condition. Then NAMI Tallahassee has also added 2 more support groups, LGBT plus support group and the young adult support group, which is ages 18 to 25. Then from there, we have classes. We have family to family for family members and kind of teaching how not to escalate situations, how to better understand and talk to your loved one. We also have peer-to-peer, which is 4 peers, 5 peers, same thing, except it's a class on how to live with your mental health condition and how to thrive in your mental health conditions. Then we have our presentations, which we have, Ending the Silence, which is a peer talking to middle school and high schools about basically, hey, I have a mental health condition and I'm living well and it is possible. The same thing for In Our Own Voice. And Our Own Voice is just for adults, and it's kind of a little geared towards that population. Then we also have
Sharing Hope.
Call them,
Sharing Hope.
Yeah, so I don't know what you would call them, but
Sharing Hope is a community conversation.
Okay. So Sharing Hope is geared towards destigmatizing mental health in the Black communities. And so we've got a conversation about that. And then we also have FaithNet, which is going into churches and religious settings and talking about mental health. That is when a church asks us. We are not religious affiliated in any way, but we do go into those settings. So I already talked about the young adult support group. The reason that we started that support group in the first place is because we noticed in our regular connection groups that it was a kind of older crowd, at least people who had been well into adulthood and had very different problems than people just going into college or just graduating high school. So we decided to make that for that generation. And then the older generation still has the connection groups. With younger adults, people are a lot more understanding of LGBT, and a lot of people understand that they are LGBT plus. So that's why we added that. We didn't want to leave out that population, and we haven't had anyone that's, in the older population there. It's a lot of young faces. We also have Tally Teens for Change, which is an advocacy group. They actually are the people that went to the Capitol this past February on Behavioral Mental Health Day to talk to our representatives about 988 and getting more funding. So they are high schoolers. A lot of them just graduated, but a high school group, a teenage group of people who just want to advocate for mental health. So we kind of sponsor that group. They're not necessarily part of NAMI, but we aid them. Let's see, is there anything else, Nancy, that I'm forgetting?
Well, having you as our program coordinator has really broadened our social media base. You might want to call it, because me doing social media is not the same as Jaclyn doing social media. So you can talk about what we do with social media. How we had Facebook, and then what?
Yeah, we have Facebook and then Instagram that we're on pretty frequently. No TikTok yet. I'm trying to convince one.
and an inclination towards a little YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's
YouTube channel. It's just we would like to put more on it.
Yes, right. Yeah, we're trying to be better about that. NAMI Tallahassee as a group we make an effort to sit on as many councils and committees and advisory boards and whatever is out there that's in the mental health world. We have a membership with the Mental Health Council of the Big Bend, which is basically the mental health providers all in a policy setting where we talk about what we need. We sit on the Public Safety Coordinating Council, which is, those are county commission appointed people who kind of oversee the jail, not in any kind of financial way or governing way, but just to suggest some solutions to problems with detainees and people re-entering the community. We try to belong, as I say, to as many of those groups as possible, not the least of which is United Partners for Human Services, I might add, which has added greatly to our networking opportunities. I don't see in Tallahassee a reduction in mental health services. To the contrary, I think that where we are now from where we were 10 years ago is like night and day. We have 3 mobile response teams. I just heard today, I was talking to Dr. Reeve at Appalachian Center about this Bradley Reach program, which is an extraordinary telehealth program that they are sponsoring. The first program they have, all kinds of things that Appalachia's doing. We've got now a psychiatry residency program at HCA Hospital. They just onboarded their 3rd group of psychiatric residents. And since we all know that doctors sometimes stay in the towns in which they do their residencies, we're really crossing our fingers that that's going to beef up our programs. I just had a presentation today about the Pediatric Behavioral Health Navigator program, which we never had before 2017. Things are better here than they were. Now, things may be gloomy in California, but I think we're doing pretty well. We've got a central clearinghouse for resources that people can easily access. It's a lot better. I'm positive about the future of mental health in our community. Way back in 2015, we decided NAMI Tallahassee had no fundraiser. And so we thought, okay, some very important members of our organization had just lost their daughter to suicide a couple of years before. So we reached out to them and asked them if we could start a fundraiser for our affiliate in Brooke's name. And that's, like I said, the Bluebird Run and Walk for Brookie B. That's Brooke Bowers, who died by suicide now, I think in 2013. I believe it's been about 9 or 10 years.
2012.
12, okay, thank you. So what the purpose of it is a fundraiser, but it's really more than a fundraiser. It's more of a suicide awareness and prevention event. We do raise the money through sponsorships rather than having like a traditional kind of walk where you get a team up and you go out and ask for money for people and that sort of thing. The idea being, first of all, what NAMI does is always offered at no charge to the public or very low charge. So we wanted to attract as many participants as we could to just be there. It's September Suicide Awareness Month internationally. And it just seemed like a great opportunity to bring awareness to the community. We have a memory lane where people can post pictures and mementos of the people they have lost to suicide. And you'd be surprised. I mean, people get into conversations who don't even know each other. It is a remarkable event, but we can't lose sight of the fact that it's a fundraiser. Okay, our only fundraiser. So I'm going to let Jaclyn talk a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of this year in particular. So, Jaclyn.
Sounds good. Yeah, it is our only big fundraiser, and I am also the only paid employee here. So I would like to boost the fundraising as well. So you can donate, obviously, always. You can go to the Bluebird website or the NAMI Tallahassee website to do so, and I can give Justin those links to put in the article. You can also volunteer. That is through the Bluebird website. You'll get a free free volunteer t-shirt. And right now,
right here, volunteer t-shirt, see Bluebird Run, wearing it today.
Right now, we're definitely looking for people for the day of, for putting things up, taking things down, being at water stations, being at registration, things of that nature. Also, if volunteering or isn't your thing, or you don't have the money, you can always register as a participant. We have free 1 mile runs and walks. And yeah, just come out and support us. The more people are there, the bigger it gets every single year. And so just your presence could make the difference. Tallahassee website is the hub for everything. I'll give Justin the link. And also, we are active on Facebook and Instagram. So if you go and start digging on any of those platforms, you're going to find a plethora of resources. And we also have that resource page that we were talking about with the Black and Brown therapist, as well as lots of different other things, postpartum and inpatient, outpatient centers. So just give a little browse around, and you'll see what's out there.